You guys might be wondering, why do we have so many out here on the preserve in Africa? Because we're in Africa. Right. That's to keep the elephants out of here. We do have 6 African elephants up ahead on the savannah, and they would love nothing more than to eat to the rainforest. Elephants can eat about 300 pounds of vegetation every single day. If they did that, the bongos would have no places to hide, right? We'll let that gate close behind us. And then we're going to move on forward. We're going to pick up Professor Ron over here at Base Camp Kalinda. Professor Ron, I am here with those new interns. Do you... Alright, this is a little awkward. Do you guys see a professor anywhere? No. I do see his jacket on the desk there. We're going to give him a quick call. Professor Ron, this is Research Assistant Connor with the interns. We're over here at Base Camp Kalinda, wondering who you are, sir. What's your location? Over.
Hi there. It's good to hear from you.
Glad to hear from you too, sir.
I was trying to wait for you guys, but I just saw the coolest thing I had in the garage.
Really? What'd you see?
I had to follow it to see what it was. You guys have got to get up there. It's incredible.
10-4, Professor. We'll head up ahead and see what you found. Over. Alright, my friends. This is very exciting. I think I know what the professor might have seen up ahead. Show of hands. Who knows what an okapi is? Nobody. Awesome. No worries. The okapi was not discovered by scientists until 1901. Very, very late compared to a lot of other animals. Alright, great. So let's head up ahead and see if we can find that okapi. Now, the okapi is a very elusive animal. We didn't discover these guys until super late. We also didn't get a picture of them out in the wild until super late as well. About 2008 is when we got a picture of a wild okapi, which is crazy, right? Now, these guys are solitary animals that like to hang out by themselves, making them even harder to find. So we're going to see if we can get lucky today. Now, usually we find signs of an okapi before we see the okapi themselves. Okapi will mark their scent to communicate with other okapi, and one way they do it is by rubbing their neck up on trees. The oil in their fur will leave a reddish-brown stain about halfway up the tree trunk there. You guys might see it there. I believe we might have an okapi in the area. And up ahead here, I do see our okapi. Yeah, he's hanging out behind those palm trees there. Rachel, if you want to creep by here. Now, taking one look at him, who do you guys think he might be related to?
The bongo.
Bongo's a good guess. He does have zebra party pants on.
The giraffe?
That's so he can itch himself. Giraffe is where it's at. Who said giraffe? Cool, awesome. He is the only living relative of the giraffe, and you got it exactly right. Right in his face, he's got ossicone horns on his head, big front-facing ears, and an 18-inch long tongue. Yes. That tongue is about 18 inches long. It is prehensile, meaning he can reach out and grab things with it. It's also perfect for cleaning out his ears, eyes, and nose. Now we're going to move out onto the savannah and see if we can find some more social animals. I have not seen these guys since about 9 in the morning, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. We're looking for some African painted dogs. Now, African painted dogs are incredible pack hunters. These guys will live in big family groups of about 40 dogs.
What's up, y'all?
And these guys will catch their prey about 8 out of 10 times. They're incredible hunters. The reason they're so successful is because they have big families. They have great communication. They have lots of energy. These guys will sleep about 18 to 20 hours every single day to conserve enough energy for their hunts. They also use high-pitched yips, chirps, and squeaks to talk to one another. When they really get talking, they almost sound like a bird chirping. Scientists think that might be a form of auditory camouflage. When they're out there hunting and talking to one another, their prey might hear them and think that's a bird chirping. We don't have to worry about that until it's too late. They are hanging out in their den there. Now we are going past our rhino barn as well. It looks like we do have 2 southern white rhinos hanging out inside there. The one standing on the left there, her name is Kayan. She is about 3.5 years old, and the one laying down there is her mom, Kadogo. Now the professor loves to talk about these rhinos. I'm sure he's right over here waiting to talk to you guys about the International Rhino Foundation. Isn't that right? Cool. Alright, my friends, looks like Professor Ron did run ahead on us once again. Professor Ron, this is Research Assistant Connor at the interns. We're over by Base Camp Ward here, and you're still not with us. You doing alright, sir? Over.
I'm doing great.
Okay.
I was just checking in on our pack of painted dogs, and I saw the most amazing...
Yes, sir, they were in the den.
They started to chase their prey at 40 miles
Oh, okay.
an hour, and I ran...
Yep, sir, you cannot run 40 miles per hour. We talked about that.
Falling behind. Thought I might have better luck if I just jumped in my research mobile, so I drove ahead. But I don't cry.
Wait. I'm sorry, sir. Did you say crash? Oh no. All right, 10-4 Professor. I hope you don't crash either. We'll catch you up ahead. Over. All right, my friends. No worries. I'm sure the professor was not talking about a car crash. Hopefully, he was just giving us a hint to what animals we might see up next. Now, groups of animals are called many different things depending on that type of animal. For instance, we call a group of dolphins a pod, a group of lions a pride, a group of flamingos a flamboyance, and a group of rhinos a crash. Somebody said it. A pride preserve is home to a crash of 6 southern white rhinos.
Oh, this is dope.
Rachel, I will tell you when to stop. We are stopping here. Right about here should be good. Perfect. All right, my friends on the passenger side, if you guys would like to stand up and get a better look at the rhinos, you guys can do that now. My driver's side folks, please stay seated so they can see over you guys. All right, we got 3 rhinos over here. On the left here, we have our youngest member of our crash. Her name is Daruba. Daruba's a very special rhino because she's going to be turning 2 next week. Then right behind her is her mom. That is Aleke. We can tell Aleke apart. If you look at her big horn there, she's got grooves and notches all throughout her horns there. The rhino horn is made out of keratin, same material as your hair and fingernails. And she files it down to whatever shape she likes. Up ahead here on the right is going to be my favorite rhino in the crash. Don't tell the other rhinos. Her name is Fujo. Fujo has the longest horn of any of our rhinos in our crash. It's about as long as my arm. It's crazy. Alright. Everybody go ahead and get back in your seats. We're going to follow our rhinos here, see where they take us. Alright, Rachel, you are good to go. Now you guys might be wondering, how do the rhinos talk to one another? And if you were wondering about that big pile of rhino poop, there's your answer. That is known as a midden. It's a community bathroom that the rhinos will use to mark their territories. They'll go up to that midden, leave a deposit, another rhino can come up, give it a sniff. They'll be able to tell who is a boy rhino, who is a girl rhino, who is a single and ready to mingle rhino, what the other rhinos might have had for lunch, or even if a rhino is sick, healthy, or even if they're pregnant. And we will encourage you to tell those rhinos apart by their horns instead. That's how I was telling my rhinos apart here. These guys will also use different vocalizations to communicate. They have an excellent sense of smell, but also an excellent sense of hearing. So adult males, like my friend Mufasa there, will scream at other males to defend their territories. Yeah. Moms like Aleke will pant to their babies, and babies will coo or squeak back. It's very cute. And Mufasa there is our largest rhino in the crash. He weighs about 6,500 pounds. He is big even for his species. Absolutely crazy. Now the rhinos will use anything in their environment to kind of manicure their horns. Like I said, it's made out of keratin, so they're using those trees, those logs, those rocks, anything they can to file down that big toenail on their face. Sometimes they'll get creative and use things like man-made structures, like fence posts, or maybe even Professor Rom's research truck. Wait, what? Oh no, that's not good. That's the professor's research truck. Oh no, guys, this is terrible. Who's gonna sign my paycheck? Oh, and we should probably call the professor. Professor Ron, this is research assistant Connor at the interns. We're over by the rhino, sir, and it's looking good. I'm doing my best here, but all the interns are freaking out. Okay, that's it. They're very concerned. Are you doing all right? Over.
It's first mobile to file their hole. They got a little overzealous, and one of them. I went the rest of the way on foot. I must have left my binoculars behind by accident. Oh no. I definitely did not need them to see the animal up ahead. It's huge! I'm almost back to the loading dock. So I should see you guys there soon.
Tag for Professor, we're so glad you're okay, and we'll see you up ahead. Over.
Yo, this is so cool, y'all.
The Professor's okay. Even better news, he saw something really big up ahead. What do you guys think it might be? Big elephant. Alright, Rachel, let's head ahead and see if we can find those elephants. Go ahead and wave goodbye to the rhinos. They can't wave back, but I promise they care. Now, those rhinos are pretty big. I mentioned Mufasa weighs about 6,500 pounds. That is nothing compared to the largest land animal on the planet, the African bush elephant. The African elephants can reach weights of anywhere between 12 and 15,000 pounds. All of our female elephants are going to be back that way around the corner, so I'm sorry we're not going to get the best look at them. But right off our passenger side here, we do have our adult male African elephant. His name is Subla. Rachel, if you want to stop right here for me? Thank you. My driver's side folks, quick, stand up while he goes by.
Oh, he's
You see the elephant as he's peeing?
Now, Subla is our only male elephant here at the zoo, on the preserve. He weighs about almost 11,000 pounds now, which, believe it or not, is on the smaller side for an elephant. African elephants can reach weights of anywhere between 12 and 15,000 pounds, making them the largest land animal on the planet. Now, male elephants like him do like to stay solitary. They do leave their herds once they turn about 10 to 12 years old. Yes, we're talking about you, handsome. Now, take a good look at his trunk there. He has about 40,000 muscles in that trunk alone. It's powerful enough that he can lift up about 1/10 of his body weight and throw it right over his head. However, it's delicate enough that he can take the end of his trunk, which has two prehensile little fingers on the end that open and close just like this. He can pick up something as small as a blade of grass. It's crazy. Alright, go ahead and get back in the seats for me. We're going to move on forward here. It looks like one of our littlest elephants is coming up to say hi. Right, so we're going to move on forward here. I believe that is Mpumi. Mpumi is the older of our two elephant calves. She is 10 and a half years old, and she is actually Subla's daughter.
Is that the 10-and-a-half-year-old baby?
Yes. She's anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds about now. So she's growing up very quickly. The African elephants, the females usually live in matriarchal societies led by an oldest and wisest female known as the matriarch. She's going to know all the best places to find food and water during the dry season. She'll also be the one to kick those boy elephants out once they turn about 12 years old. Those female elephants will also pass down knowledge to the other members of the herd, ensuring the survival of the next generation. There she is. Now those female elephants will stay together for life. They'll communicate a lot with those trunks as well. So elephants will make vocalizations, of course, like those trumpeting and bellowing sounds. Keep those hands, arms, legs inside the vehicle as we pass through these gates. But they'll also use their trunks to touch, caress, and smell one another. An elephant can actually touch the face of another elephant, feel all the different wrinkles and grooves in their face, and they can tell which elephant they're interacting with. Now we just passed through those elephant gates. They go right into our elephant night house here. This is where those elephants can seek shelter during bad or dangerous weather. It's also where they can go to get up close and personal with their animal care staff. Now our animal care staff can learn all kinds of cool information working up close with our elephants. Something to learn is that elephants are one of the only animals on the planet that are able to recognize themselves in a mirror. Now that may seem irrelevant to some of you, but only a couple other animals can do that, including chimpanzees, bottlenose dolphins, killer whales, and hopefully all of you guys.
Irrelevant. I'm using that. That's a dead word.
Now, I mentioned those elephants can eat about 300 pounds of food every day. What goes in must come out. They'll also get back about 300 pounds every day. You guys might notice there's a lot of hay in there as well. Elephants only digest about 20 to 40% of their diet. The other 80 to 60% will go in as hay and come out as hay, and they'll eat it a second time to get whatever nutrients they might have missed out on the first time.
Oh.
As we go forward here, being very stealthy behind this pole here, is a 15-foot tall male Maasai giraffe. His name is Sakani.
Oh, there he is.
Now, Sakani is our only male giraffe here on the preserve. He's about 15 and a half feet tall. We can tell he's a Maasai giraffe because if you look at his spots, they are very dark in coloration and they're almost jagged like maple leaves. That is a characteristic unique only to the Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffe are also the tallest of the giraffe subspecies. Some adult males can get to around 18 feet tall. Now, just like our okapi friends, they do have those ossicone horns and that 18 to 22-inch long tongue. Perfect for ripping off leaves from those hard-to-reach branches. Now, Sakani there has a neck that's about 8 feet long, but believe it or not, he has the same number of neck vertebrae as you and I. That number is 7. Now, pulling on forward here, we're going to be on the lookout for some more antelope species. Now those giraffes are known as the watchtowers of the savannah because of their immense height and their great eyesight. They can see danger coming from miles away. Other animals, such as the lowland nyala we might see back there, often tend to hang around giraffe. It's kind of like an early warning system. As soon as that giraffe takes off running because it saw something with big teeth and claws, animals like these nyala are going to take that as a signal that there's something dangerous on the way and they need to hightail it out of there.
Nope.
These nyala, speaking of hightail,